Yeah, last year was a pretty interesting year for us. We did not get off to a very good start, but we made some changes to our lineup, late September, early October. Made some changes to the way we were training things offensively in the gym, and after a few weeks, it really started to kick in. I felt like we were playing our best volleyball at the end of the year. We were fortunate to win the ODAC championship, beating Randolph-Macon in a match that was almost a carbon copy of the year before. We went to that fifth set. I was like, oh no, is this going to happen again? And luckily for us, we got out to an early lead in that fifth set and were able to win that. So it's pretty special for those kids. They'd been close the couple of years before, and we finally got that championship. And then, I was really proud of the way that we represented ourselves in the NCAA tournament. We played very well against Colorado College and gave ourselves an opportunity to win that as well. Didn't go our way, but I felt like we played well at the end of the year and was pretty happy with the improvement that we saw as a group throughout the season. Yeah, it's really early for us right now. We've only had 3 days of practice. I was really happy with, especially on day one, all the returners, what they had retained knowledge-wise of our systems and our terminology, and they really just kind of picked up where we left off in spring season. And the freshmen have done a great job of sort of jumping in and learning on the fly and getting up to speed pretty quickly. We only have 4 freshmen this year out of a larger roster. We have 20 on the roster, so they're a smaller percentage of the overall. So we haven't really had to slow things down. We've really introduced most of our major offensive and defensive concepts at this point. A couple of other situational things that we have to add in, but we've got the basics in, and we've been getting a lot of good reps. So I'm really happy with what I'm seeing in the practice gym. A lot of good competition. We're pretty deep everywhere, very experienced at most positions as well. So whenever it is time for us to pick a starting lineup, I think we have some difficult decisions in front of us. Yeah, our captains, first and foremost, Allie Case is actually a 3-year captain, and she's the first 3-year captain in our program history, so we'll rely on her for a lot of leadership, both on and off the court. Ashley Mead, this is her 2nd year as a captain, and she's had served a lot of different roles for us throughout her career, so she's someone that we can kind of plug in anywhere and know that we're going to get good production from. And then it's been really nice to see Bryn Gould step forward in a leadership role as our 3rd captain last offseason as well as so far this year. And then I think our other seniors are a little bit on the quiet side, but they are very hard workers in the gym, kind of leaders by example. They always produce pretty well. And then a couple of our juniors, Courtney Berry and Riley Harrelson, have big voices in the gym as well and do a great job. So I think, all of our senior and junior class, we're going to lean on a lot for leadership this year. Yeah, I think a couple of those. One, Kira Borthwick just continues to get better and better and better and more comfortable in the middle. She was someone who had never played middle in her life before she got to our program. In fact, played a lot of libero and back row. We originally thought she was going to be a right side, but circumstances her freshman year dictated that we had to try her out in the middle, and she did a good job, and she just continues to get better and better and better, and she looks really good in the practice gym right now, so I'm thinking she's going to continue her upward development. And then, a couple of our sophomores, I think, have an opportunity to make a big impact. Val Sokolow and Carson Ulstedt. They're in some position battles right now, but they're both playing really well. And didn't get a ton of time last year, but I think we'll have a bigger opportunity this year. Every year it continues to get better. I thought, the last 2 or 3 years, Guilford has been, really, really good, and they just have not gotten a couple of breaks when they needed to. But they're a very talented team and play very well. Roanoke last year I thought was very good. Got better and better and better as the season went along. They were playing a lot of young players. So if that group comes back a little bit improved, I think they could be really, really good. And then Erin's done a fantastic job with the Bridgewater program. They've just consistently gotten better. Every year she's been there. They've been in the semifinals the last several years. They just continue to get better and better and better. And that really has changed a lot since, I first started here at Washington and Lee. There really was, maybe 2 or 3 teams, and then there was a big drop off. And now it's, literally 6 or 7 teams, I think, every year could potentially win the tournament. And then you're seeing, I know both Guilford and Roanoke are going to Emory in Atlanta for tournaments throughout the season. So everybody's sort of starting to step up the non-conference scheduling, and that, helps them get better, and it helps the league with the strength of schedule across the board. So I think people are making strides each and every year, and I think our conference is going to be one of the best conferences in the southern region, for a long time to come.